Hello.
Hi, Brian Foster.
Yep.
Hi, this is Steve Jewin from MMA Mania. Thanks for taking my call today.
Hey, not a problem, brother.
All right, cool. And I guess just we'll get this one out of the way then, because the original article that I tried to look up has since been taken down, so I can't tell if this is accurate or not. But did you actually suffer a ruptured testicle in training?
Yeah, man, that was actually before the brain thing or whatever. It was like 3 or 4 weeks before, and I had surgery and had it cut out. And I resumed training. I don't know, a week and a half later, 2 weeks later.
That is incredibly hardcore, if I do say so myself. If that happened to me, I don't think I'd want to do anything, let alone train.
Yeah, man, I was still pushing forward. I was really looking forward to that fight, and it just there wasn't anything gonna stop me from it. You know what I mean? There's not. I'm a different kind of fighter, man. You know what I mean? I'm not your average kind, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you strike me as a, you'll take a fight. You're not going to let anything stop you. You're coming guns blazing every time you get in there.
In a sense.
Yeah. So, it's definitely working out well for you in your post-UFC career. You've run off 4 wins in a row. In fact, one not too far from me, and I apologize for missing this fight, but, you had a big win over James Woods in, Victory Fighting here in Nebraska.
Yeah, man, that was last year sometime, and Wood was an undefeated welterweight, and they needed somebody to fill in, and I was looking for fights anywhere and everywhere, and somebody had hold me and asked me if I'd do it, and I was like, hell yeah, and I went up there and took his title. So.
Yeah, that spinning back kick ended up on a lot of highlight reels. Was that something you've been practicing, or did it just come to you in the spur of the moment in the fight?
Nah, I mean, I've always been pretty good at that, but it's just one of them things. It's timing and range and everything else, man. To land it properly and efficiently, it's just, you got to be in the right setting in that right moment, man.
Well, you definitely had the right moment there, no question. But it was just the start of a great run for you because, as I said, you're on a 4-fight win streak now. And the last one was very, very tough fight against Gilbert Smith, former UFC veteran himself. So, what were your thoughts on that fight, getting that big win over him at Titan FC?
It was great, you know what I'm saying, to actually make it back, to get back on TV and to kind of let a lot of fans understand and let them know that I'm still here and that I'm still pushing and I'm still trying to accomplish my dream. Just that I never gave up. I mean, that was really the basics of it. I really wasn't worried about Gilbert too much. I never really worry about my opponents. I always try to worry about what I do. Gilbert, he had size, what I'm saying, he had strength, and, he has really good athleticism, and that's who I train with now. I train out here in Colorado with those guys. So after I beat him, I came up here and, I wanted to train with him. I wanted to learn from him.
Well, that's happening.
I haven't really been traveling and training a whole lot since that injury because, I don't necessarily know. Like, I can go to fight and then the plug gets pulled by the commission because they say I'm not supposed to, So I've been up and down this damn mountain of controversy for a really long time. So I've had to kind of stick my ass at home and do as much as I can on my own. And when I fought on TV, I felt like, when I fought Gilbert, I felt like I had the chance, to make it back to the main stage. And coming out here with these guys has allowed me to make a little bit more of a statement, if you know what I mean. And World Series fighting came up with my opportunity, and I jumped all over it.
That's right, because now you're getting a chance to make another statement. You're going in there with one of the highest-ranked welterweights in the last 5 years in Jake Shields, and if you beat him, I can't think of a bigger statement than that.
Yeah, I think so too. I took this fight just because of that. I've always wanted a top-tier opponent, and I was on my way in the UFC, to top 10. And then I get cut, and then Brown jumps to top 10, and it's pissed me off a lot ever since. And I wanted my opportunity, man. My plans were actually to fight at 55, but then this opportunity arose, and then I felt like big stage, main event. They kind of made it hard for me to say no. I mean, I've never said no to a fight anyway, but that damn sure wouldn't allow me to say no.
Right. Yeah. Now you're gonna go from one TV fight to another TV fight, and like you said, you're going from being featured on the card to the main event of the card, and it doesn't seem like that's extra pressure for you, but that's the question people always get asked when they're in the main event is, does it bring more pressure?
No, I don't really care, man. The pressure's all on Jake. He's been there, he's done that, he has expectations. everybody expects me to lose. So, it really doesn't bother me. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to have fun, and, I'm going to leave it all in there. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm just happy and thankful for the opportunity.
He's got a whole plethora of fights you can watch out there, Strikeforce, UFC, and elsewhere. Do you see anything that you feel like that's my weakness, I can exploit that?
I always prepare the same for every opponent, man. We know what he's good at. He knows what we're good at. We're very experienced athletes. But, if I had to say what Jake's weakness is, it's in his transition from his striking to his takedowns. It's a very obvious thing for him. He doesn't mix them in very well. He's just one dimensional. So, I'm a very good mixed martial artist. I'm very tricky. I'm very greasy. I'm a learning man. It's not, I can punch you in the face and take you down before you realize you got punched in the face. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, and I'm on top of taking you down, like before your back hits the floor, I'm right back punching you in the face. You know what I mean? It's different styles of fighting, man. He'll punch you, he'll pause, and he'll shoot. So I'm very different in that aspect.
Right. I
don't pause.
We saw that a lot in the GSP fight too, which is how GSP managed to keep tagging him with the jab, was that he kept pausing looking for that takedown, and then GSP would just blast him.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a timing thing, man,
Indeed. So if you got his timing down, it could go very well for you. But
absolutely.
It's also a stepping stone, because Ray Sefo told me a couple of weeks ago that whoever wins this fight is the number one contender for Rousimar Palhares. And obviously you're not looking past Jake Shields in any way, but that still has to be on your mind, that you're a fight away from a title shot.
It gets brought up, so it's kind of hard to overlook, but Jake is my test. Jake is my championship fighter. Rousimar Palhares is even more of a win-streak pony than Jake is. So that's a little bit more of a basic fight for me. And to say it would be easier would be stupid, but that's the truth. Rousimar Palhares is a way easier opponent than Jake Shields is.
Yeah, and I think everybody knows what Rousimar Palhares is going to do before he even does it. It's just a matter of finding that one person who's going to be able to stop him from doing it.
You're talking to him.
All right, well, then if you get past Jake Shields, I'm looking forward to that fight. But of course, I'm not making a prediction.
Jake Shields or Palhares, I'm going to lightweight, man. That was my goal. I want to finish my career out at 55. I feel like I have a lot more work to put in because of that, and that's ultimately what I'm looking forward to, man. I want to be the 55-pound champ, and I don't know, that's where I want to finish at. The bigger, stronger, faster guys, you know what I mean? They're just not. It's getting to that point when you get to that age, it's like that bigger shit matters a little bit more.
What's your walking around weight then? If you're making the cut, down to welterweight and then possibly even to lightweight, what do you usually walk around at?
I walk around about 188, 190. You know what I mean? That just depends. You know what I'm saying? Like I can diet down very easily to 180, 178, 180. That 10 pounds is very flexible for me. Yeah. There's not going to be it's harder to make it 70 for damn sure, but it's not going to be as hard as what I make it to myself to be. You know what I mean? I've always been that guy that's like, that's more work, so it requires more money from organizations. Like UFC always wanted me to drop to 55, but they didn't want to make it lucrative for me to do so.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's your fucking, that's your job to assess what you want to be. Well, I didn't ask me to be at 55, you did.
Right. And so, if it takes the extra effort, like if you had to get on the Dolce diet or something, they should compensate you for that, for spending the extra money.
My point, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. It's more work. It's like the healthier you have to eat, the more expensive your groceries are. You know what I mean? This shit ain't cheap, man. These camps are ridiculously expensive. It costs money to be an athlete, and I think that's where they don't understand. That's why fighters say, man, I don't make a whole lot. You got your manager taking money. You got your trainers taking money. You know what I mean? You've got bills to pay, and it's like you're not making really shit. At the end of the day, you're probably making minimum wage to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, and on top of that, medical
unless
expenses.
You're a champion.
Right, and you gotta go to the hospital, so, you pay those bills too.
Exactly. It's just, there's more to it than what people see. They see you on TV and automatically assume that you're a millionaire, and it's definitely not that way.
No, if people were millionaires from fighting, then Donald Cerrone wouldn't need a fight bonus every single time he fought.
Right. Right.
Then again, he also spends it on a lot of water skis and rock climbing and jet bikes and things
And
like that.
boats and bikes and cages and gyms and the kid he's one of my favorite fighters, dude. Donald Cerrone. To tell you the truth, I was actually on the same path as he was. I fought 5 times UFC, got 3 bonuses. I'm a prize fighter. That's what we do. We go in and make it exciting, and that's what the UFC wants. Win or lose, you're going to make it exciting.
Do you think he's taking too much of a risk, though, by taking the Spence Henderson fight in just 2 weeks?
No. He's already fought him before. You know what I'm saying? He's fought him a couple times. They're good friends, man. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? He's just wanting to stay in there. He's wanting to create a name and legacy, and I think that's the perfect way to do it. He's not looking at winning or losing either. He's going in there looking at performing his best and putting smiles on people's faces, man. And that's what the Cowboy's all about, man. You know what I mean? I know him a lot better than a lot of people, having never even met him. You know what I mean? We have kind of the same mentality about fighting. It's not about winning or losing. It's about the glory, and it's about, having fun. We do it because we love it.
That's all true, but the paychecks do get a little bigger when you win and you get the winner's
the
bonus.
Paychecks, they damn sure make a difference in your life, man. They allow you to live a little bit more comfortable than most people. But, going through the adversity that I've been through, man, it's not necessarily as fun.
You're definitely on the path to overcoming adversity, and with this fight with Jake Shields, you could be right back on top again, so it's going to be an exciting fight.
Absolutely. For a couple minutes.
Right. But when do you make the trip out to Planet Hollywood in Florida? When are you heading out there?
We leave next Wednesday, man.
Driving,
I'll
flying?
get out there the 14th. No, we're going to fly. I get out there the 17th, and then, or I get out there the 14th, and then we'll stay to the 18th.
You'll be set and ready to go. You won't have you'll already be probably cut weight by that point, right? You won't be making a last minute cut once you get out there.
Oh, I'm already at 175 pounds, man.
Oh, well,
I've been waiting for this for a long time. I don't have a whole lot to cut. There's no doubt about it that Jake's going to be bigger than me. That's no secret, man. But the thing is everybody I've ever fought's been bigger than me. From the beginning of my career, everybody's been bigger.
Right.
Whether I dropped to 55 or not, I've dropped 55 3 times, and each time everybody's been bigger than me.
Well, yeah, you could go 155 and get a tall guy like Cerrone. I mean, that's just what's going to happen in this sport.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is what it is. You have these big old monsters dropping to 55, because they're thinking the same thing that I am, and it's just like, man, okay. You got even bigger monsters dropping to 70, so that's where it is, man. It's just the size thing. I just got to stay on top of my speed, my accuracy, and my power.
Well, what do you think is the one thing that you've improved on the most since Gilbert Smith? Is it the accuracy or the power, or what's the one thing that's developed the most for you over the last year?
The fact that I train with a legitimate team and I don't have to train out of my garage.
Were you only training out of your garage before now, or was that just, you bounce between teams?
I would go back and forth. I would go up, about a week before a fight and with my friends in Illinois, you know what I mean? But that was about as far as I could go, man. I got 3 sons and, I have custody of all my kids. So like I said, with my injury, nothing was ever 100% set in stone. They could say, oh man, you're going to fight this fight. We're glad to have you. We're going to get you cleared. And then a week or 2 before the fight, it gets pulled by the commission. You know what I mean? So I can never really put a whole lot of stock in it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't waste the money on a camp for a possibility.
Yeah.
I can't. It kills me, dude. I've wasted so much money on these medicals. I've wasted so much money on these camps and, and everything that happens. It's just like, I've wasted a lot of money on trying to fight, man. My dreams cost me a lot of money and it's cost me a lot of time with my kids. And, so this last little couple of years, man, it's like I've done my best to stay at home and do as much as I can on my own. And, you say I've won 4 in a row, man, but actually I lost to Daniel Roberts, but that was because I wasn't prepared enough. And then before that, in my last 10 fights, I'm 9-1. You know what I mean? I won a Mexican tournament a couple years back, and it was pretty lucrative. You know what I mean? It was like $100,000 for 4 fights or whatever.
Right.
And but past that, man, I haven't really been able to put any like stock behind what people say. You know what I mean? As far as like the certainty behind fighting, like the certainty behind the scheduling. You know what I mean? So I've pretty much trained myself, man. I've done my own thing, trained myself out of my garage, and the good Lord seemed fit to give me an opportunity. And so I jumped my ass back in a legitimate camp and I train with Gilbert now and his team at Factory X in Colorado. Man, we got a bunch of badass dudes up here. We got Joe Warren, Ian Heinich, Brian and Chris Camozzi, Dustin Jacoby, Cortez Coleman. We got a bunch of good guys, man. Good, hungry young fellas, and I think that's going to be the biggest change in this fight is the fact that I'm excited to get in there and be in shape the proper way and compete, man. So.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys that are in that camp too. They got big fights coming up as well. I know Joe Warren's got another title fight coming up here in just a couple months.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. And then Gilbert Smith actually fights for the RFA title tonight.
Holy
or RCF or RFC, whatever. One of those.
Right. So it's amazing.
And then we got Nate Marquardt out here. You know, we got Neil Magny and got a bunch of other guys. You know. Is
Marquardt holding up okay after that last fight? Because things didn't go his way, obviously, and had to be a disappointing thing for him.
You know, he's fine. You know, he's a little tagged up, but I mean, the guy didn't really do a whole lot to him. He just stayed on the outside of what he expected. And he received the proper outcome for not initiating. You know, Nate's an aggressive fighter, always has been, and he sat back and it didn't play out his way this time, man, unfortunately. But he's a strong-willed individual, man. You know, he's a great person and a great athlete. So I see him being a little bit upset with this, but I think you're about to see the best Nate you've seen in a while.
I feel like it almost comes full circle though, because in his corner, in Brad Tavares' corner for that fight with Nate Marquardt was Ray Seppo, the president of World Series Fighting, and that's who you're fighting for next week. So in a way, it all comes full circle.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, man. You know, they always ran the Extreme Couture together. You know, they're a pretty tight-knit team, and so were we. But, you know, unfortunately, I didn't get to train with Jake a whole lot before his fight, or Nate, excuse me. And, I think that I'd have been able to implement a little bit more of a structured game plan as far as what beating Tavares would have required.
And I'm sure you're doing that with Joe as well. I'm sure you're getting his game plan together so that when he goes in there and fights Marcus Galvao, he's going to be ready, willing, and able to take Galvao apart.
Dude, you can't tell that guy a damn thing. He already knows what he's going to do. You know what I mean?
He's certainly cocky enough. Joe Warren's about the cockiest guy I know.
He's the baddest man on the planet for a reason, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, that man says he's going to run through you. Don't doubt him one bit.
He's delivered almost every time he's made that promise, so I don't doubt him. Yep. He does it again and again.
Yeah. He don't watch film on his fighters. He's going to give a shit. He don't give a damn what you're good at. He knows what he's good at, and you're going to have to stop him to beat him. So, and in his mind, he's the baddest man on the planet, and ain't nobody stopping him. And I believe him.
Well, you've got that much confidence in yourself as well, so I don't think anybody's stopping you with Jake Shields next Saturday, so we're looking forward to that fight.
I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to it my damn self.
All right. Well, in closing, I want to give you this chance to throw out sponsorships, shout out anybody you like, and social media as well. Get all that stuff out there.
Yeah, man. If people want to keep up, you know what I'm saying, they want to ride the wave and hear the story and be a part of it, you know, check me out at Brian Foster 170. That's my Twitter handle, and then just Brian Foster and on Facebook. And you know, I got a laundry list of sponsors, man. There's so many people that love and support me and stand behind me and wish me the best and that push me to keep going and striving for perfection, you know. And I don't really want to name them all because I'll forget a few, but I just want them to all know that if they stood behind me, that I love them and I appreciate them. And to my family, friends, and my fans, man, expect the best of me, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And last but not least, my sons, man. You know, and them boys are my world, man, and they're ultimately the biggest reason I'll never give up on my dreams, because I want to set an example that to follow their heart, no matter what, or no matter who tells them otherwise. Right. Yeah, man.
So they can look forward to that example you'll set for them at World Series Fighting 17 at the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino on January 17th. So best of luck in that fight. Brian, it's been a pleasure to talk to you today, and I hope we'll be talking again soon.
I appreciate it, bro.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day.